today we're going to do a cleaning descale of the Avalon water cooler. So that's our new water coolers. So it's a different process we go through. So today I want to quickly go through that. But here's the things we're going to need is our regular descaling solution that we use for the coffee machine. You need a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, some tape, and a couple stir sticks. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So the first thing you're going to do before you start is to get your solution ready for the descale and put it into your hot water. And so that's the same as the coffee machines. So we do 6 cups of water for the solution, and that will be perfect for that. So we'll set that aside. So now, when you come to, we're not set up in a client site right now. So what you're going to do is, for safety, you're just going to unplug your water cooler, and you are going to, on the back, turn off all your switches. So put them to the 0 position. On is up, and it tells you on is up here. So we're going to turn everything off before we do anything else. So unplug it, turn everything off. So now we are going to get ready to remove the lid. So we got it turned off. We got our descaling solution. It's already starting to dissolve. So the first thing, I'm going to remove that. So you're going to remove these 2 screws off the back. I just started them, so I don't have to go through, but these were fully inserted, so I just started them before the video. So, and set these aside so we don't lose those 2 clips. So now you're going to lift up the lid, and you're going to come up 3 or 4 inches, and then it's going to allow you to pull it and unclip it. So that's all. The lid is just a lip that's underneath it here. So now this is connected with wires. So to prevent, we don't want to just let this hang off the back because we don't want it to break one of the wires or unhook it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to place the lid like this, so it's sitting on the back. Just take your tape that we already have in your bag and just do this. And that will hold it in place, and plus you'll have access to the switches to turn them on and off during the next part. So that is that part. So it's all secure. We're going to now take this top off of the cold water tank. So this is your cold water tank. Your hot water is underneath. Now, before you do this, always take your phone out and take a picture of this setup before you unhook anything. So that way, when you're ready at the end to put everything back in place, this is it. You know exactly where this positioned on the top, and you can get it back in the right position and that type of thing. So always take a picture at the beginning. So we are going to unhook the water supply. So with this water cooler, we have a shutoff valve that's going to be underneath the inside. There's a shutoff valve here, or you can shut it off on the direct line that's going to be coming in through here. So either or. So what you're going to want to do is turn off the water to your water cooler. So now we are ready to remove the lid. The lid is actually fairly simple to do, except it's got a couple little sticky points. So what we're going to do here is you've got a little clip that sits in here. So what I'm going to do is stick in a wooden stir stick so it holds that clip open. And that way, when it gets time to pull that out, it should allow you for that to clip up. So I'm just going to leave the last pin there. And then I might have to just continuously pull it around. There we go. And now I can take these out. So it was just all I was doing was just holding these clips out. I don't know if you can see there. Yeah, that's all we're doing. So that's why I was using the stir sticks. Now, so we've got that unattached. So we're gonna unhook this. So we're gonna remove the safety pin, put it right there. You're gonna push in on your water line. This is a quick release and pull out. So now you're gonna see the top lid is gonna, oh, well, the last one clipped on me again, so I'm just gonna pull it out. There we go. So now you're exposing your water cooler. So this is fine like this. So we got some circuits there. We just don't want to get those wet. So now this is your cold water tank. And so what we're going to do now is get this ready to drain. So this diffuser here is just friction fitted into the hot water opening in the bottom of the tank. So that goes on to that male end there. So I'm going to set this aside for right now. And now we are ready. So so this is our existing water, and we're going to get ready. Now we're going to drain the existing water. So we have 2 pails to make it easier today. If you only have 1 pail with you, you would have to drain the machine first and then have it all drained and then put your water together with your solution. So what you're going to do is have your pail ready, and you need your Phillips screwdriver. You're going to remove this screw. I've already started it so it was loose, but it would be in tight. And you're going to set this aside. And the most important thing is you don't want to lose this, so maybe let's put it right up in there so it's out of the way. So this is our drain hose here, this little red rubber cap that's sitting in here plugged. So I'm going to use this cloth to take it out because it's going to be really hot water. So just to avoid being burnt with the hot water. And so it comes out pretty quick. So we're going to let that drain down to the until the hot water is all drained out. So obviously this is probably going to take probably about just under 5 minutes to drain out, or less. Now if you are doing a countertop one, you could do this on the edge of a sink and drain it out there. And so we still have residual water in here. So should be able to get rid of it here by just coming around and doing the cold water faucet. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit left. So what we're going to do is just absorb it up with a nice clean cloth. And this is a chance to clean if there's any residual calcium and stuff sitting here. Yeah, so that's all we're doing there. So now you've got it fully drained. As I said, everything's shut off so the boilers won't overheat. And now what we're going to do is take our descaling solution that we put together, and now we're going to put it into the tank. So I put the plug back, and you don't need to put the cap on for now, but when we're done, we'll have to put the cap on. So you can see the water is draining down into the hot water tank. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is come around here and I'm going to activate the hot water faucet. And just to make sure we have water coming through the faucet. And that means that there's no airlocks in the hot water tank. So now you've got it, the descaling solution's in. So you're going to plug it back in. And you are going to activate your hot water. So you're going to plug it in, turn this one on only. Do not activate the cold water, and it properly shows here. This is the night light. This is the cold water switch, and then the red one is your hot water switch. So you're going to turn this on, and you're going to leave that descaling solution in the hot water tank with it on for 15 minutes. Then at the end of that 15 minutes, you will turn this off, unplug it, and let it sit. So right now we're going to leave this on, and then we'll come back to you after we've let this for 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes has gone by. We've let it be running with the hot water switch on. We did a clean in here to make sure that there was no dirt or anything left here. So now what we're ready to do is we're going to turn it off, and to be safe, we're going to unplug. So unplug it at this point in time, and then you're going to come back in here, and this water is going to be hot again. So after you come back to 15 minutes, it's advisable to leave this, let it sit for 10 minutes. Just to let the hot water tank cool down. But I'm also going to make sure that I use a cloth to pull out the plug, just so if there's any really hot water there, you don't get a burp. So we're going to let this water completely drain through. It's going to be a little faster because there wasn't as much water in. Because we don't need to fill this tank with descaling solution. We only need to fill the hot water tank. Okay, so now we're back. We've drained the water. There's a little bit of residual left in there, but we're going to deal with that. We put the temporary plug back in, just temporarily. So we're ready to go. So now what we're going to do is you're going to get, we're going to flush 3 buckets of water through, not full buckets, probably just like half buckets. So we'd fill the tank up and then let it percolate down into the hot water tank. Keep everything off, and then you're going to pull the plug and flush that through. So you're going to flush do it 3 times, and it's much faster to use a bucket of clean water versus hooking your water supply back, because it's going to take a while for the tanks to fill every time, and then you have to shut everything off. So yeah, so flush 3 half buckets through, or just fill this tank up 3 times, flush it through, and then when you're done the last, you can take some paper towel and clean any residual that may be laying there, or if you still got a nice clean cloth, is to clean all that out, and it's nice and clean. It doesn't have to be dry because you're going to fill the tank up. So now, so that is, we've taken 1 out. So you're going to do that 3 times, and so that allows to get the descale solution out. We don't have to worry about there's any descale. So now that we've done that, we're now ready to start putting things back together. First thing we're going to do is put our safety cap on. So make sure that rubber valve is all the way in, and you're going to that cap on, that's nice and flush, and you're going to screw all the way back in. Nice little handle there to help. Okay, so that secures it. It can't come out. Now, so we are now ready to put a diffuser. We would have, if you see if this is dirty, just clean this when you have it out during the 20 minutes while it's working. And if you want, you can actually just put it down in the descaling water a little bit and let it sit in it if you want to get it. But then we just clean up anything that's on this. So you're going to put this back in. So as I said, this is a friction fit. So we're going to come down and put it back on this male end here. So it's there, and then we're just going to slightly turn it so it's nice and firm in place, and we're good. Now we are ready to put our cover back on, and so the important thing here is to make sure that we put this back in the way it came out. So you have your alignment here on your hose. Everything else is proper there. And this drain hose is properly sitting down. And one sec here, it's being a little difficult. Yeah, so it just hangs down there like that. There is a water alarm down in the very bottom of the machine. So now this is all back in place. And I'm just going to put this here. And then we're just going to clip those one at a time to secure that back in place. Now we're ready to do this. So you hold this here. It's a quick release. And you're going to slide that in till it comes to that mark. And then that shows you that you're fully inserted. So you pull that back and then make sure you put the safety clip back in place. Now, so we have completed that. Those all 4 clips snapped in. Your drain line is hanging down through in the proper spot. And your wires are all just loosely laying here and not caught on anything. So we're going to now just take off that tape. Oh, yeah, we got one wire. See, that wire was sticking out. So let's go back and put those down out of the way. That wire wants to stay up. There we go. So that was just checking that. So that tape, we can take that out of the way. And that way we can now do this. So we're going to come back up and just reverse the process before. We're going to put that in a slight angle and just make sure there's no wires sticking out the back. And now we got it down, and we can just hold the front, push in, and then all of our screw holes are properly matched up. So we're going to take our Phillips screwdriver and replace these 2 screws in the back, and this one here. Make sure that's in the right place and the cat cover holds in place. Now we are ready to turn the water cooler water back on. So if you turned it off in the bottom here, so turn this shut-off valve back on. So that is on. It would be like this to shut it off and bring it back so it's on. Or if you turned it off out here at the other source, turn it on, and then you should hear the water flowing. So you let the water cooler fill till it stops filling, because you can hear it filling. And then when it is full, come around and run some hot water button to make sure water is flowing through. So once you have those all in, you can plug your water cooler back in, and then you can turn on all your switches. And then now it will start cooling and it will start heating. And so now you can, in 10 minutes or so, you can test probably the hot water and you'll start feeling some heat. And that's it for doing a clean and quick descale with the Avalon water cooler.